Welcome into the Ringiverse. This is, of course, the Ringers Nexus podcast feed for all things fandom. We are Jomi, the explainer, Adeniran. You've got questions, he's got answers. We are Steve, the architect, Ahlman, the builder and tinkerer of things. We are Old Man Van, he of the receding, resurgent hairline.
It's back.
Saw the update, man.
Yeah.
It's good news.
It's coming through, baby.
Follicle by follicle.
We are Coke Baby Chuck, the 24-karat closer. Together, we are known as the Midnight Boys. In the booth, the Midnight Collective. Kerm, Aleya, and Brian.
Yes.
Brian, what's up?
What up? What up?
What up? Come on, Brian.
Damn.
We also got somebody else. Come here. Say what's up to the people.
Bows with the hose.
Big bows.
Big Bo's the dog. Goes right to Uncle Chuck.
The fifth Midnight Boy, according to Charles.
All right,
minute.
guys. Mistakes
Okay.
for me.
Mistakes for me. That's it.
Let's just move on. We getting killed on the other podcast already. And so
Wait, what?
no.
Who's we?
So we getting take Rachel out of it. Rachel's an innocent bystander.
Oh.
I'm getting killed on the other
Oh,
podcast.
I already saw. I was
Oh,
like,
that was a
We don't
nuts
wanna-
episode.
Yeah,
That was a
getting
crazy
killed on the
episode.
other podcast already. Let's just move on amicably.
You got to apologize and then it's over.
There's
All
no,
right, but
there's no
before
apology.
we go, I just have to say,
Let's move on with the
shout
sale
out,
amicably.
like big shout out, yo, Kerm.
Using words.
We all joined Kerm
Oh, nigga. Shit.
at Poetry Night.
Hey.
My nigga was snapping, bro.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think Kerm should be working here, man. I think Kerm too talented to be around.
Yeah, man.
Now he was going
Hey,
crazy.
write me a check, bro.
See how he ruined it with the lame shit? The lame shit. It's a compliment. He
Didn't
ruined
say
it with the lame
working.
shit.
Nah, but
Band,
Kerm was like, I was blown away. Kerm
A
was amazing.
sensational
The
talent.
command he had of the room was crazy.
Yeah.
A sensational talent. Like,
Amazing.
like literally, guys, more like other. I don't want to say that because like I don't want to diss. Like, but like, there's a clear
There was levels.
separate.
There's a
yeah,
gap.
There was
There was a
levels
gap.
to this
and
shit.
that's always dope when you go to see your homie shit and it's like that.
Yeah.
Because if it's the other way, if you go to see your homie shit and your homie is good, but it's a nigga that just wash him, you want to be like, yeah, bro, you did straight, but that nigga Jungle Poetry was
Jungle
amazing.
Poetry.
He went
Alright.
crazy.
I will have to say at one point, Kerm will have to answer for the fact that like poets are some of the horniest motherfuckers I've ever met.
Yo.
That one poem was the horniest poem I've ever had before.
That was nuts.
That was
crazy.
But hey, shout out to
this honey jumping down my nipples. I was like,
I was.
I missed. I'm sorry, I missed
Bro.
this night. I was not
After
in
a
attendance.
while, I was impressed. I was like, God damn. But shit was getting
Let it fly.
granular.
Hey.
Yeah.
She's like, nut in the crease of my butt. I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
Well, you had the rhythm
Okay,
too.
sister.
He's not wrong. It
he's
was
not wrong.
It was
Honestly,
fucking
if
like
anything, that's a little bit more PG than
Yeah.
that shit.
I'm like, go ahead, sister. But once again, sex positive. It was good Jomi saw that.
Jomi's going through some things.
Yeah.
Go through some things.
Going through some things.
Follow us on socials, Insta, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok. Jomi's job is saved. But is social media saved, Jomi?
No, social media has never been worse than it is right now. We are cooked as a society. But no, we got some cool, interesting things coming, especially in the next couple of weeks. Stay tuned. Make sure to follow so you don't miss out.
We're on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe, share. You can watch every Midnight Boys and House of Art episode on youtube.com/@Ringiverse. Okay, yeah, I love you. Tomorrow, Button Mash will give you their instant reactions to the Nintendo Switch 2 present. What the fuck?
Got
Yeah, they
announced this morning.
Yeah, got announced this morning.
And if you're gonna recommend it, don't be around Steve because that shit I'm hearing is $450.
In Japan, it's like $333.
$450 for the base, and then $500 with Mario Kart.
Wait. Trump's tariffs done fucked us on the Nintendo Switch.
I mean,
If
I
you
don't
want
know.
to go to Japan, it's like $300 over there. So you might have to catch a flight, buy it over there, and then come back, bring it with you.
Bro, we live
The
in
fucking
that
flight.
ghetto,
A flight to Japan is $200 to make up for that. What? What math are you doing?
Well, I'm telling you, what you could do is, you can't really do nothing because I was going to say maybe somebody Japanese could like make a lot of money,
What do you? What?
smuggling Switches into the country. but then you can't do that because then the expenses to get the switches into the country, you just got to pay
Here's
that
the thing.
extra.
I don't want the
Y'all
bootleg
voted for
switch. I don't want.
Who is y'all? You keep saying y'all voted for it. Who is y'all? Not me.
A bunch of y'all.
What's a
voted
collective
for it.
y'all?
Get fucked over.
Yeah, look at
Don't
the
look
camera.
at- don't look at me.
Yeah,
Get
man.
fucked over.
It's
Y'all voted for it.
it's
Don't
y'all,
look
the
at me.
people in your tax bracket, man.
Nigga.
Yeah. You want some text group chats?
Now, if we had a true Gen Zer here, because they, but Jomi is kind of like a fake Gen Zer.
Zillennial.
He's a Zillennial.
Zillennial.
But, okay, I'll take that. I take that shot, and I got to roll with that. I got to roll with that. But back to the Nintendo Switch 2, though.
Mm-hmm.
So the old Switch is defunct now.
I mean, not defunct.
Not defunct. It's
They're
just
they're
they're
rolling out a new joint.
Mhm.
When does it drop?
June.
Yeah.
5th.
Nigga, what?
Soon.
Wow, it's exciting news.
Yeah.
Y'all tune in to Button
Nintendo
Mash
hooked
for
us
that.
up with some switches.
Also, House of R gives you their Daredevil deep dive. On Monday Mid Edition returns with Jess.
Hell yeah.
With another edition of Here Comes the Pitch. Here comes the pitch. Here comes the pitch. Gotta come be my bitch. Come be my bitch. And it's Here Comes the pitch.
All right.
Here comes-
We had a
Are we
fun
gonna clip
going.
that?
Okay, I'm just saying. Here Comes the Pitch. That's a good song. But today's show, we give you our instant reactions to the latest episode of Daredevil Born Again. Also, some nerd news, some very furious nerd news happening. It's Fast and Furious with the nerd news. Okay. By the way, not last thing I'll say. You guys, the link to the 9-hour Secret Wars explainer, it's on Comics Explained. Okay. If you go on YouTube and you type in 9-hour Secret Wars explainer, it will pop up. That means there's no real reason to ask me for the link.
What? Why are you the arbiter of that link?
Like I've provided the link several times, but it's like it's on YouTube. It has millions of views. Shout out to Rob and Comics
No,
Explained.
they want you
Rest
to
in
serve
peace,
the
Benny
link up to them.
and
You know
Comics
what I'm saying?
Yeah, like I know, but what I'm saying is it's on YouTube. It's literally, I think people thought that I was making it up, that there was actually a 9-hour Secret Wars explainer video, but there is. And he goes through every fucking thing. It's really awesome. But just go on YouTube and, get through it. It's on there for you. Okay? Don't ask me for the link again.
That's so funny. Stop
You know
asking
your
me
mentions
about
gonna be
this.
filled with people asking you now, right?
I'm saying, but I won't pay attention to it anymore. I
With
provided the
everything
link.
that's going on in your pod world, I feel like people asking you for a 9-hour explainer is pretty nice.
Hey, look,
You know?
I'm telling you straight up right now. I stand by everything that's happened on higher learning. And I'll say this, man, we gotta, if I can do better, then I can do better. That's cool. But we gotta stop being so afraid of shit that is offensive to us.
So it's crazy because you mentioned the higher learning stuff. I was thinking about that. You did the one thing I promised myself I would never do again.
Which is,
Watch a Pierce Morgan video.
well, Pierce Morgan was on the show.
I know.
Right.
I see him as an automatic click off. I was supporting you. I was like, let me give my boy a like. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I had fun on Pierce Morgan.
I bet you did have fun.
You did.
You definitely had fun.
absolutely did.
I have fun on Pierce Morgan, man. I like doing that type of shit. I like having conversations with these people. Boy, Jillian Michaels was screaming, going crazy. Oh my God, Jillian. I don't even want to. Y'all go watch me on Pierce Morgan. Yeah. God damn, what you so mad about, Jillian? You in great shape.
On Zoom?
Or like on Zoom too. You can't be mad on Zoom.
Can't be that mad on
all
Zoom.
in the shop, Bosby.
Bosby,
Bosby literally
Bosby
just
move.
like, no, don't.
What a
put that,
ham.
Bose.
All right. Spoiler warning, Daredevil, MCU, everything right now. We're getting ready to talk about
Daredevil Born Again.
You're listening to a reaction podcast. The spoilers are coming. Midnight Manifest, Chuck.
All right, I'm not going to hold you. It's fucking early as shit. You got a flight to catch. I did not prep this. We're going off the dome. All right. So, this is your Midnight Manifest for episode 7 of Daredevil. Art for art's sake. Directed by David Boyd. Written by Joe Blankenship. If I can remember what happened in this episode. All right. So, Matt is very dramatically taking a shower. And then Heather is like, oh man, that ass is looking good. So she goes in there and she's like, damn, you're beaten up. He's like, shut the fuck up. let's have sex. So they have sex. But then the next
Exact
morning,
line.
she's tripping. And she's just like, where have you been at night? And he's like, I'm walking around. And sometimes I'm not getting the stuff. And then he says, this relationship just feels fake, ma. So then Muse is essentially like, damn, Heather, you're a bad bitch. You made me want to be a serial killer. So then he tries to kill her, and then Daredevil busts through the window like the fucking Kool-Aid man, beats the shit out of Muse. Then Heather grabs a blicky, shoots Muse to shit, and then Kingpin is like to the vigilante task force, hey, yo, we did this.
Yeah.
We did this. And that has been your Midnight Manifest.
That's pretty great. That's pretty good. Give it up for that.
Mission accomplished. We need more Rift manifests.
Chuck.
I think this episode was a little strange. I don't know if this season of TV has ever known what they kind of wanted to do with Muse. I've been like waiting for like the big Muse thing to kind of just like happen. Like, why is he doing this? Is he gonna be scary? And by the time he was killed during this episode, I was like, okay, damn. So I was like, this episode, there was stuff to like about it. There was stuff that was really entertaining. I just kind of was confused by the Muse of it all. I don't know if he was the exact villain you might have wanted to pick for like a reboot.
So what's the coolest thing that Muse did? Let's talk about Muse as a character.
Okay.
Sure.
Because I think that's actually a good place to start. Specifically, the scene where it's becoming obvious that he is musing on up.
Yes.
That he is Muse. I thought that scene worked really well. To your point about Muse overall, I just don't think there's probably not enough Muse in the series for the character to really
I
work.
agree. It did start when he was talking to Heather and you see him slowly change.
Yeah.
And like the serial killer is coming out. I'm just like, oh, this is what I've been waiting for the entire season. And then he's dead in like 15 minutes. And
yeah, it felt like that conflict, the episode prior, kind of came a bit early, given the resolution that happens immediately after in this episode. Because that kind of felt like a finale level fight or confrontation of like, oh my God, like Matt's been unleashed. He's letting it off the chain. And now we have this kind of like postmortem of, okay, well, this is who Muse actually is. This is why he is the way that he is. And now there's going to be an actual final fight that's very bloody and violent and pretty cool. But it felt like just a tiny bit inert, but I'm not mad about it because again, it had like a nice little enveloped 2 episodes for Muse, but I guess that's that.
But why didn't Muse have more of a relationship, I guess, with Heather the therapist? Because the last time we saw them together, unless I'm forgetting something, was what, in the premiere?
It was like in episode 2.
Episode 2, when he goes to her book premiere, they're talking, and then I guess this is the second time that they're meeting. And I was like, are we missing an episode? Did they cut something out? Why, even the backstory a little bit, I was confused. I'm like, is this backstory supposed to be explaining why Muse maybe has hands? Because as a child,
Taekwondo,
he did Taekwondo for like a year.
Well, you guys know how I feel about that.
Which is, for the people who haven't heard.
So, like, even the Kate Bishop thing. So we talked about this. I don't want to go back and relitigate it because you guys get so mad at the quarter flip. It's like, Kate Bishop takes karate every single summer or she's in karate.
Sure.
And then so she can fight with Avengers. See, what they used to do, by the way, this is not me taking a shot at Kate Bishop because you guys love Kate Bishop so much.
We love Kate, yes.
I know. And I'm not saying I don't like her. But there used to be a time, hearkening back, to where if someone had extreme martial arts skills, there was some kind of extraordinary explanation as to why.
Sure.
So you trained with the League of Shadows, or an old blind man who's lived his entire life as a deadly martial artist essentially adopted you and beat you to shit teaching you how to fight.
I remember reading in Spider-Man comics, they had to explain like, oh, Spider-Man doesn't have martial arts powers. He has to go to Shang-Chi to learn that shit.
Sure. When he lost his Spidey sense and had to learn how to fight.
Exactly. Yeah. So there always was, to your point, an explanation of like, oh, I spent every waking moment of my childhood, getting the shit beat out of me by a mentor.
Yeah.
Like some kind of dojo master.
Right.
You gotta Kill Bill. She is like the craziest Bozeman. Please. Like Kill Bill. She's the crazy, but you see her for years carrying shit up, like
punching the little wood thing.
And you're like, okay, this would make a bad motherfucker.
Yeah.
Muse took karate. Taekwondo, and he's fucking with Daredevil. It's just funny. I get it. I get it.
It didn't last that long.
And Daredevil fucked him up.
Yeah.
Daredevil fucked him up. I don't mean to nitpick,
Daredevil's
but it's
girlfriend
funny.
had to basically be like, this take it too.
Right, but this is
it's not a Daredevil show if Matt's love interest isn't putting the blicky into one of our villains.
Oh yeah, because Karen also is a fucking killer.
Got Wesley.
Yeah, no,
Karen's
Karen.
I miss Wesley.
You know what? This was the first show that I really feel like Heather's character worked though.
Yes, I liked her as a girlfriend.
Yeah, I liked her. Like I liked her as the therapist. I could see for some reason the therapy stuff with Vanessa and Kingpin is a little inert to me.
Yeah.
However, the therapy stuff with Muse seemed to have the kind of tension, maybe because of the danger in the room, that worked.
I wish we would have seen more of that.
Yeah, I kind of actually wish that like the reveal of who Muse is actually wasn't like telegraphed or like probably telegraphed way further in advance. Like we probably like say we know who Muse is like earlier on in the season, and he's just another client that Heather has throughout the season that like. It kind of builds and builds as to like, oh wow, he's a lot more disturbed and like unwell than we initially thought, and it culminates in both her having it out with him in a therapy session and Matt meeting him like at that therapy session, and then that whole fight scene comes out. Like,
would you rather have had it where we don't know Muse's Muse, or whether we're with her and she's figuring out Muse's Muse?
The latter
over the course of episodes.
I honestly think. I agree with you. I'm liking Heather as a character a lot.
Yeah.
The one thing to me that I think this series is tripping up on is everyone knows everyone. And what I mean by that is, so Matt is dating Heather, who is also the therapist for Kingpin and Vanessa, but she's also the therapist for the serial killer running around. Yeah. And even the moment when, like, I think Kingpin learns that Muse is going over to Heather's, I'm like, this is just... I think Heather could have just been the therapist for Muse, and that would have been intriguing and exciting enough. Because the marriage shit to me, even the Vanessa plot line from this episode, I was kind of like,
oh, dude, I don't know what's going on over there.
Neither do I.
I have no idea what's going on over there because they have they're in the therapy sessions. They're like, we want to make it work. Let's try hard. I don't feel like he could hurt me. This and that and a third. Then a couple episodes later, she's like, actually, get him up out of here.
Yeah.
Send him to hell. You know what I mean? It's like...
Send who to hell? Kingpin?
Yeah.
I don't think that was an actual hit on Kingpin. I think she set the guy up.
Well, she was setting
to
the
get
guy
killed.
up.
So I think that...
Not exactly the most
no, I do think that she was taking the information as... Like, she does want to get back out there, and this was like, I'm not going to sell out my husband for this jabroni, but...
Okay, but let's be crystal clear. It is unclear right now whether or not it's unclear whether or not Vanessa sent tracksuit guy or whatever it is, Irish dude, Luca. It's unclear whether or not she sent him to kill Kingpin or whether or not she sent him to get killed. I read it as she sent him in there knowing that Kingpin would have
the defensive to
have the guy lying in wait to kill him. However, it could have been that Kingpin knew that she is double dealing and was ready for the assassin that she sent. I think we're gonna find that out in the next episode. But I read it as she set the guy up to get killed.
I read it that way too.
Because he also was like, do you want to take some home for Vanessa, right? Does Vanessa want something from the restaurant? So maybe this was like a setup, but it's unclear.
So you're saying if you thwarted your wife's plot to kill you, that you're not gonna bring her nothing home to eat?
No,
you still gotta bring her something home.
But I'm saying that to your point,
If you still got to bring something home.
That's wow.
That's
crazy,
not the
Jomi.
take I'm
So
saying.
what you're saying?
You gotta talk it out. You gotta talk it out.
I'm getting off.
So what? Like,
So
that's
you
basically
don't ask
she
your
try to kill
lady
you
when
'cause
you
she-
go out to eat.
You don't like.
You don't
want
text her
something?
like, yo, you want me to bring you home
That is
something?
not at all.
Even
what
if
I'm
y'all
saying.
fight, even if y'all in an argument, actually bringing of the food is
That's
the
a
best way to
great
move
peace
on
offering.
from the argument.
That's how you be like, hey, you know what I'm saying? That's what parents do. You know, you're when they're wrong, and then they be like, you eating today? It's like, oh, man.
Okay, first of all,
I never ask that question anymore.
You guys,
Because they always
don't.
been there.
Yeah,
Don't ask me if I ate. I was like,
I gotta do it. I'm sorry. I don't mean to derail the podcast. This is a little latitude. I gotta tell a story. I tried one time. So me and Dad had gotten to it bad. And Dad would come back and he would sometimes bring food and it would be great. Dad would get, I think I told y'all this, he would get the BK Big Fish, double patty Big Fish, dressed like a Whopper. That motherfucker is busting. I don't know if it's still busting now, but he used to go to, they wouldn't make it for me like they made it for him. I think the woman was sweet on that. Dad would go there and he would get the big BK Big Fish sandwich and double patty dressed like a Whopper and we would sit down and go to town, right? Me and him getting to it over some baseball shit. Me and him getting to it. He comes back. He say, "Hey boy, I got some Burger King." Comes in there to sit down. We eating the Burger King. I looked at him. I was like, "Yeah, the Burger King is cool, Dad, but this time I'm gonna need an apology."
oh, man.
I was like, "I'm gonna actually need you. If you saying sorry, I'm gonna need you to say sorry." Nigga, do you think you can whoop my ass? What? Nigga, say apologize. This motherfucker, he crazy. Dad's looking around. Nobody's in the house.
Right, yeah.
Like he's looking around.
Like, get a load of this guy.
This motherfucker, you must think you can whoop my ass. What is there to apologize to? I'm the bull in this house. You motherfucking get your knock the fucking food over. Like, and so,
Knocked
knocked the food on the ground. And I'm sitting there like, God damn, I wanted that BK.
So in that instance, did you think that you overplayed your hand there?
Like, yes.
Yes.
And I was like, looked at me like, I'm like, God, I wanted that BK Big Fish too. You know what you do? Get your motherfucking ass up and go apologize to them horses. Go in there and clean them stables. Apologize to them. That was
can I ask, in 2025, are black parents apologizing now?
Are they? I don't know if they are. Because they didn't used to.
Because my parents weren't about apology. They was
fuck no.
Now, once you grow up, and then it becomes a little, adults talking to adults. Then it's like, hey,
whoa! I was adults talking to adults, and they still kind of just like,
I mean, they're you're their kid still. They still, but it's a little bit of like, we can come to an agreement here. You know what I'm saying? It's not just like, pointing down. It's you look eye to eye. I'm taller than my dad now. I'm not that I fought my dad.
Oh, we already know the Adeniran be watching.
But I told you guys what my dad used to do, right?
Yeah.
Just made me sit down on the ground.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I never told y'all this? Like when my dad was talking to me, because I grew taller than him. I was taller than him by the time I was in the 9th grade. My dad was only like 5'10". So he used to make me sit down on the ground, Indian style. The biggest fight we ever had was the one time I went, "Now you can talk to me right here."
You knew she was going to.
Once again, the hat came off. He goes, "Stop." He would always look around for an imaginary group of people. "Stop." I was like, "Nah, I'm not sitting down." He was like, "I'm proud of you, son." Now let's get to it.
I'm glad we all here.
He's like, "Now let's get to it."
Honestly,
that nigga put something on my ass.
When I respected my dad was like, one time he put his fist through my chest. I was,
Oh, bro, how are you so strong, bro? Bro, I swear to God,
Dad's
bro.
strength is
My
something
dad
crazy.
never did that. My
no, I
dad
deserved
never
it
did that.
too.
No, like,
He's like,
how
"Oh, you
is-
think you would like?"
They push on you, and it's like he would hit
Cave
you,
your chest
and
in.
he would be like touching your kidney or something like that. And be like, "Nigga, that hurts for real."
I was
Bro. Like, God damn. Anyway, let's get back to off of child abuse.
So, him bringing Vanessa food back lends credence to your point that he knew that she would get Luca to the restaurant and that New Wesley would shoot him and take care of the
I
problem.
was slightly, maybe not slightly, significantly more interested in the will Vanessa strike out on her own
Yes.
Yeah.
thing than I have been in anything else that's going on. But it's such an interesting thread that it's just kind of being thrown together. Look,
Would you rather have the Vanessa sneaking around doing her crime thing versus the Vanessa and Wilson therapy shit?
I think it kind of goes hand in hand if you could make it work right. I'm not going to continue to reiterate the troubled and much storied production that kind of undergirds the narrative of this show. However, if those two things are executed, like if you're firing on all cylinders, if you know narratively exactly what it is that you're doing, then what you have is a scene, or scenes, should I say, where Vanessa and Wilson Fisk are in therapy, and that is actually eroding the bond between them to the point to where she feels like she wants to control the underworld without him. Now, it's a weird thing about Daredevil, about this part of Daredevil Born Again, is that this stuff is still working and the show is still good, even though they're obviously not doing it right. Even though it's obviously a little thin, I still, maybe it's a past connection to the characters, but I still, at the end of the show, was like, is she gonna actually take a shot at Wilson here? Like, what's gonna happen? And when that happened, that was character development all over. Wilson getting closer to Kingpin, maybe Vanessa getting closer to Wilson. You're seeing the deadliness of Wilson's right-hand man. What's the guy's name again? Buck
Cashman.
Buck.
He ain't my man, though.
I fuck with Buck.
He's not, you know Wesley, bro.
He's not Wesley.
Oh, no, he's not
know
Wesley.
Wesley.
Wesley was the man, bro. Rest in peace, Wesley.
man.
I don't think Wesley should have died. Wesley was
That scene
I
was so funny. What are you gonna do? Shoot me?
Wait, can I ask you, like, do you feel like this episode was almost had like a meta moment to it, where when Matt is talking to Heather and explaining why like the relationship is not working, he says something to the effect of like, dog, this doesn't feel real. You know, you not foggy. You not caring. This feels fake, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, was this a rewrite? Was this like them talking to the audience being like, hey guys, we know this is a new life for our Matt. You know what? Like similar, like it almost felt as if we were Heather in that scene, and Matt is trying to like tell us like it's gonna be fine. I know my people aren't around. I know I'm fighting in the daylight.
I didn't even think about that.
That's a great interpretation
really
of the scene. I thought it was crazy that he was like, this feels fake to his girl, because I thought he was talking about the relationship at first, and I was like, yo, bro, imagine you and somebody, your long-term
in the shower
partner
together
is like, just after the shower sex, you're like, this whole thing feels fake. It's like, whoa.
All right,
that is crazy.
The way Heather was looking this episode, I'm like, Matt, get the fuck out of here, bro.
Heather got it, bro.
I don't believe Matt can see. You telling me he gets all these women and doesn't know what they look like?
I mean, there's more to women than just like physical.
This is
sure,
why.
but this is what Matt's doing.
More than men, but he
This is
can
what Matt's doing.
He can feel her.
Wait, can I quarter flip really quick?
Yeah.
All right, quarter flip for this episode. So after basically being like, you not hitting him like Karen was, you fake as hell, whatever. Then he's like, oh, I'm sorry, and starts like feeling her face to feel how beautiful she is. And then Daredevil goes to Muse's lair, and he starts feeling the paintings, and he's like, oh no. I was like, all right, man.
So
we don't need that. We don't need that.
So Daredevil, actually one of his powers, his extrasensory powers or abilities, you guys don't want to say their powers, but the nigga can hear the
I think they're powers. They're
powers.
Okay. So he can feel regular words.
Yes.
And they will be, like, he doesn't need Braille.
Yeah,
he can feel regular words, right? Which is pretty awesome when you think about it.
Yeah.
So if he could do that, he could definitely feel her
paintings
face.
Don't work like that.
How they don't? Like he's feeling the fucking.
But it's a combination of like color and texture and all of those other things.
Yeah, here's
like,
the thing: there was not enough paint on that paper that is going to completely mirror how someone's face feels in 3D. That makes no sense.
It's a comic book.
Obviously, it's insane.
Yeah,
it sounds like, all right,
to know
guys.
that an artist
Obviously,
rendered a person's face on a canvas exactly the
if
same
you can
way.
feel the word up or there, then you could feel somebody's
feeling a word is different than like I can feel the contours of the face painting, and it feels
this is ableist in some way.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
I think we're falling down a rabbit hole here.
It's two things. One, it shows how good of an artist Muse is, right? Because obviously he got all the ridges of her face right. So when he felt her face and then he felt the picture, it was like, oh.
I would have loved it if he was feeling. It's like, wow, this guy's really good.
If this was a sculpture, I could understand. 3D figure, 3D face.
But then to my second point, and you mentioned this, the show gives it to us. He feels her face. He feels the thing. It's like
he does what?
He feels her face. Then he feels the painting. All right, guys. All right, man.
What's going on in your life, Joe?
What are you doing?
Jomi, what's happening?
A lot, clearly.
Does he not feel her face?
That poem on Friday unlocks up.
He feels her face.
Yeah, that's exactly what he did. Well, how else do I say
you mean feels Feels?
Yes.
I thought you were talking about Fills.
No. He feels
that's different.
Her face, and then he goes, and because he's trying to connect with her in that moment, he's trying to, have a sensual moment with her or whatever. Then he goes to the painting and he feels that. You see that dichotomy. Like,
it's the same thing.
Sure.
Yeah, it worked. It worked.
Thematically, yeah, but if you think about it for too long,
it's not the craziest thing about that scene, though. The craziest thing about the scene is the cop comes in.
Oh, yeah.
He is the cop, which is fucking hysterical.
That was so funny.
Yeah. First of all, that scene doesn't need to be in there.
No,
first of all, they could have just cut away.
He could have just left.
He could have just left. He hits the cop with the thing. The cop then has 0 bruise. He's knocked unconscious.
Yeah.
He's back. That nigga he's got special Bruce Willis unbreakable skills because he's getting his ass kicked by Daredevil Matt. He got fucked up before.
Yeah.
Kalika actually pointed this out. He's like, he got super fucked up and all he had was like a little eye situation.
Yeah, he's like a black eye.
Yeah.
But he showed no ill effects of being hit with the billy club directly between the eyes and knocked unconscious. Didn't even mention it, by the way.
I was going to say, how you going to be on the phone with Wilson? He's like, yeah, Daredevil's here. And I was like, anything else happened? He's like, nah, man, I got out there scot-free, bro. He tried me, but he couldn't catch you.
Let's talk about the emergence of a character that I was actually really, really interested to see. Michael Gandolfini's character in this, who finally laid the hammer down on BB and kind of had his heel turn when he was sitting behind Fisk's the desk right there, his office desk. Like, I thought that was a pretty well-played scene from him, being that BB totally fucked him over.
Yes, sold him.
And I thought he was kind of going to cuck out. But he actually came back and kind of dropped his nuts a little bit. We kind of see what he's going to be.
Michael Gandolfini's doing his thing in this.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really proud of him. Like, he's really doing it.
But the only thing about that storyline that I was just kind of like, is I feel in the same way that it felt like Muse kind of just disappeared for half a season and then just popped back up.
Yeah.
I feel like BB is also, I was just like, oh shit, BB is on the show.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why this show has a very hard time with like, basically like keeping a lot of these characters on the board because I'm
character consistency.
Yeah, because I'm like BB's story I actually think is like interesting in terms of just like, all right, what is this woman gonna do? Is she going to go down the same route as her uncle and basically be a true journalist, fight for what's right, or is she gonna make the other decision?
But it's also at the same time, the show also kind of feels that it's clearly trying to spin a bit too many plates. It's not to the point of cataclysm and like it doesn't work, but it just works so much in small amounts for every other character in the margins of this show. Like, we just get enough of Heather to where she kind of works as a character this late in the game for the show. BB, like, we're reminded of her, and then you're like, oh yeah, that's a nice little touch that they added. The BB reports are nice little, canvases about like what people in the city think about how Daredevil and vigilantism is going around. It just feels like if we took away a couple of those things in order to like buoy up a bit more of the either side characters or main plot lines, I think the show would have been a bit more stronger. I could be wrong, but
oh no, I agree with you. I mean, even Cherry, like that scene with Cherry to me didn't land because Cherry walks in, he's like pissed. He's just like, Matt, how could you be Daredevil again? And then Matt makes a pretty good point. He's just like, hey, yo, the serial killer kills 60 motherfuckers, man. Like, what do you want me to do? I found him. And I was just like, oh, Cherry hasn't been on this show long enough, and his relationship with Matt has not been developed long enough for the cop and vigilante relationship to really work for me, because I don't actually know what their relationship was like.
Because the thing on paper is like, oh, he was the one that was with him when Foggy died and saw that Matt was Daredevil.
But I got
so they clearly bonded over that over the years.
Well, he was the cop who was constantly calling Daredevil. He says it.
Right. Yeah, but like, and then when Foggy dies in episode 1, like he clearly sees that that's Matt.
They clearly got him in the Foggy role, which is kind of doesn't really work in terms of we don't like to your point. We don't know him enough for when he's like, you can't be Daredevil, man. This is start your life. We're like, all right, bro, we just met you 6 episodes ago. Like it just not really hit the same.
Yeah,
as when Foggy.
You can have some connections in the Force, but it's not really gonna.
I've known you my whole life. This, that, and the third. Which, by the way, he rescued Angela, a little girl. Right? She might have died if Daredevil hadn't showed up.
Yes.
And he's giving Daredevil all that flack. I'd have been like, bro, see that little girl? I saved her life. Leave me alone. I'm the last person you'd be talking to right now. More people could have died. That girl could have died. More people could have died. If you don't, I would have talked to him crazy after that.
If I was a vigilante, I would do way more stuff like that.
Well,
if I was, if I was Batman, I would like eat lunch in front of the cops. Like the cops would be sitting there.
Not if you were White Tiger, though.
on a stakeout, and I like zip down, zip. Like it comes down there. Hey, how you guys doing? Like there's a whole
just post
shop
it up on a
right
lamppost
around here. Like I'm better than you. I'm better than you. I do this job better than you. I put the hoagie in my mouth.
Grapple hook.
You know what I'm saying? I would taunt them all the time.
Right.
Who are you to tell me? The whole city dies. Thank you, Bozeman. The whole city dies of water poisoning, if not for me. You don't talk to me. Like, you don't talk to me.
They think it's more of a partnership.
Maybe it is. But there's the junior partner and the senior partner.
Junior partner.
Well, technically, Commissioner Gordon is the OG.
Could be. Maybe I won't talk to Gordon like that. But
Bullock, I'm shitting on Bullock.
But like regular beat cop, you don't talk to me.
No.
Cherry, why did you? Okay, I'd have been like, if I was Matt, it would be so funny if Matt was like Kevin Hart. You know, if Matt was Kevin Hart, if Matt got the glasses on, Matt like, hey, shut up, nigga. Did you find the girl? No,
I don't know why this conveys blind.
What was it? Because he's blind.
Because he doesn't even do this.
No manches.
He can't. He's talking. He did.
Is it because he's short? Is that why he's just higher?
Yeah, this would be Kevin Hart if he was doing it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So he's blind. He's just like, he's like, get off me. You don't talk to me like this.
Yeah.
But then,
I do need you to run these plates because I can't do that. I don't have the database.
Now, then the lady in the Matt's partner, what's her name? McDuffie. So McDuffie comes in, and I don't like what they did with McDuffie in this episode.
I don't either.
Because they made McDuffie the nagging wife of this episode, and I don't think that serves her character very well.
No.
Well, because I think Karen, in the previous series, what I think they did with her is they always gave her a story. Like she had a relationship with Yurik. She was always hunting down something. There was always a mystery. Like she could be a little bit of the nagging wife, but at least she had something, like she had her own wants and needs. To your point,
I should say nagging spouse, because I nag the shit. We nag too.
Yeah,
Men,
nagging spouse.
We nag in different ways. Well, we nagging spouse.
Midnight
progressive. Midnight progressives.
That's progressive.
That's progressive. This is progressive. Midnight progressives.
Sure.
But go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, but I think McDuffie, I think that Cherry McDuffie scene didn't work because it was like, neither of you have really interacted with, I haven't seen as the audience member, you interacting with Matt enough for either of these relationships to feel like they have any weight. Because to be fair, what's McDuffie's relationship with fucking Matt?
Well, we haven't spent enough time in a law firm because I'm assuming that they cut a lot of that shit out.
Yeah.
So we haven't spent a tremendous amount of time like watching them work together, which we probably would have got if this was the more standard case of the week show that I think that they were going to make at first. So now I think we're kind of not struggling, but the show and the audience is searching for how these characters show up and manifest themselves. I don't think you're wrong.
I mean, even with them kind of cutting out a lot of the stuff, I feel Muse, the Vigilante Task Force, I feel like all of those are suffering because the villain of this season is obviously Wilson, but Wilson and Matt never get to meet. Wilson is stuck in the mayor's office. Matt is running around, and I think you need villains that Matt can interact with more.
Yeah.
And he's not doing that either.
So that's the most confusing thing about the show for me is that every single week we're like, okay, this is the villain that Matt's going to have to deal with the coming weeks. And whether it's Vigilante Task Force, it's Muse. Okay, cool. Oh, Muse dies. Okay, so who is it?
What do we got
next?
now?
Yeah, it's just like very confusing. We know that the overall person is Fist, to your point, but they don't interact. They don't get together.
And it's not even so much that his Fist's choices in the background are affecting Matt in the present.
I mean, not really, though.
Not really, though.
Exactly, right? And the episode begins with Daredevil's back, and Fisk is so mad. And he has this kind of ass-backwards rationale to why he hates Daredevil.
I love that scene.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think D'Onofrio's doing a great job acting that scene because it's really man-child petulant behavior. It's like, I had a reputable business and there was a lot of hard workers and he came and he shook them down. It's like, brother, you were selling drugs.
Yeah.
It's not the same thing.
Nah.
He
He
was
was
making
making
people.
He was making blue-collar millionaires.
But
Come on now.
look. So I thought that the Fisk stuff worked in this episode. I think that the Fisk stuff is working, and let me tell you why. I think that when we get to the end of this 9-episode tranche, what we're going to see is that what it's actually about is Matt consolidating power as Daredevil and Fisk consolidating power as Kingpin. Matt consolidates power by trauma building, honestly, by building up enough motivation to go out and become Daredevil.
Yeah.
Fisk does it by actually tooling up, getting enough people around him that can enact his will. That's where the Vigilante Task Force comes in. That's where Buck and Michael Gandolfini's character comes in. He needs the structure or the infrastructure around him to go and be Kingpin. He actually, in that scene, is sort of bemoaning the structure that he built that Matt destroyed.
Yeah.
So he's going, hey, man, it took 10 years for me to get a Wesley, for me to get all of this stuff. And this motherfucker swang in and destroyed it.
Yeah.
I don't like
Which
it.
is also crazy because he's like, Kingpin is like, my plan was foolproof. And I felt for Kingpin because I'm like, damn, you build your whole situation.
I felt for him too.
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh, this crazy motherfucker in a devil costume starts fucking shit. I'd be pissed.
So this
Took
is
me
the part
3 years. White man did it in 1 week. Took me 3 years. White man did it in 1 week.
So this is the part of these movies that we never talk about. So look at Bozeman over there, trying to get a donut. You're not eating
no
none of these
donut.
donuts.
Not for you.
I have
No,
me
sir.
waking up in the middle of the fucking night. About to get on the couch. That's cute. Oh, we're gonna get on the couch.
Oh, hell yeah,
Oh, Bozeman.
The people can't see,
They
nor
can't see.
you can't see this.
I know,
He's
but
perched.
Bozeman's on the couch. He looks cute. He's a little dog. He's a king dog. So when you're watching these drug dealer movies, the montage of them building their shit, man, it's always fun, bruh.
Yeah.
Watching them in Scarface.
That's why I like Snowfall. Snowfall, the first couple seasons, you like, hell yeah.
It's like they drug dealers and it's bad. No. We say no here on the Midnight Boys. But when you see it,
Whoa! I don't completely say no.
okay, there you go. Charles doesn't completely say no. Sell drugs to kids. Charles Holmes. I want to
Charles Meth
steal
Holmes.
right now. Sell drugs to kids. Charles Holmes.
All right.
But when you see them in the car dealership and and it's just music playing over and they that's like
Montage of Scarface.
Montage of Scarface, yeah, that's fun. Then
Is that the
you know
only work montage that we like?
that the fall has to come, and the fall is always very sad.
But I will say this. If I had, if my life went a different way, I would be I would trade my life for a good 5 years of just living like
I can't believe we having this conversation. I was having this conversation with my boy Ryan. I was like, Meech did 20. maybe a little bit more.
Oh man.
And I asked my nigga, Mariah, who was in the streets. I'm just saying his government name, but the nigga was in the streets. I asked him, I'm like, would you trade 20 for how Meech lived for 10? And he went, shit, yeah. I was like, he was like, hell yeah. He was like, that nigga was the man. And I'm like, see, I probably wouldn't.
When it was you and Big Meech brought the Tigers in, I'm like, I was right next to him. That was the greatest night of our lives.
Right, like I definitely wouldn't. I don't want to spend one fucking day in prison.
Well, no, I'm saying, but here's the thing. If I was gonna be a drug dealer already, like let's say it got to a point where I'm just like, hey, yo, I'm not making it out the hood.
What is that day like?
That's the movie. That's the
That's the movie.
Write that movie.
That's the
No,
movie.
literally.
You just look around and you go, nope, gotta sell drugs.
Yeah, this is me.
Like,
no other choice.
No, here's the thing, because
that's
you got one homie, he got the handles. I suck at basketball. You got another nigga who's just like freestyle. I'm just like, dog, I don't got that.
Or good at school.
Good at school. Like
You
I
can just
kept,
go through a cavalcade of people that are more
That's
talented than you.
Funny. Like, that's funny. Like, you get fucked over in basketball, that's out. Like, you get your grades come back in school, that's out.
You go to the studio,
You go to the studio,
bars.
you don't have it. No gymnastics, no chess, none of the other things. You
Chess?
can't play the piano. Like, none of that shit. And you just go, well, dope it is.
that literally is every single fucking drug dealer movie.
Yeah.
They're just like, damn, I'm the dumbest motherfucker alive when it comes to everything else, but I'm a savant in the streets.
But then the teacher's like, if you could apply that kind of knowledge to your schoolwork, if you convert ounces.
And that's what I hate. Because if y'all ever took calculus, there ain't no calculus in drug. I'm like, come on, bro.
It's like Master P
There's
said.
chemistry.
Yeah.
Master P said, they say I would have been a chemist the way I work a triple beam. We gotta get back to the show. But that's what Master P said. I should have been a chemist the way I work a triple beam. We can get back to the show. But that's a funny idea, and that's just The Wire did that the best.
Yes.
With Michael's character, just showing all of the avenues that Mike had, but just how Marlo showed up for Mike in a way that nobody else could, and that sealed his fate. Finish off the episode. What worked for me? The action scenes with Muse, the fight with Muse, it worked.
I like
all right, the swinging, the busting into the window.
Oh, I loved it.
That was so
shit,
funny.
I was like,
Bro, I was
what
great.
that?
Bro, I laughed, but
But it is crazy.
but I loved it though. I loved that because that's the kind of superhero shit I want to see from Daredevil.
Yeah.
Bust in the window, bust some ass.
Dodge the bullet, right? Like
I loved it.
Boom, hit him with the baton as the bullet. Like it was cool.
Daredevil is working. I'll say this. Daredevil's full costume in the day takes a little getting used to.
Yeah.
Right? Because it just looks cooler.
It's
at night.
genuinely weird to see him in the day.
Can I
Yeah.
say something?
But that whole thing worked. The tension about whether or not the police would find Heather's office or whether or not Daredevil would find it. I wasn't something else. This is important to say. I wasn't sure if Heather would survive that scene because she could easily die.
Oh, yeah.
The show
show
has set stakes to where Foggy died earlier, and this is a brand new character which we don't really know what her fate's going to be. So in that scene, I wasn't sure that she was going to make it out, and it changed the calculus of the scene for me.
The trailers they just dropped ruined it for me because
but I hadn't seen those
because I was scared. To your point, I was just like, "Damn, she ain't gonna make this out. Please don't tell me they're gonna fridge Heather." And then I remember I'm like, "Oh no, they dropped the rest of the season trailer where Fisk and them are dancing at a ball," and I was just like, "Oh, she's
gonna be cool.
It's gonna be good."
I mean, but really quick too, my last thoughts. I hate when superheroes do this, but it is good storytelling when Matt takes off the glove and he's like, Heather, and she wakes up and she's like, Daredevil was saying my name. I'm like, hey, yo, bro, come on.
Well, okay, but you could be like, oh yeah, I mean, I knew who it was. Your name was on the door.
Yeah, he could get out of it. But in scene, I was like, oh shit, he's fucking up. He's fucking up.
So here's my
up.
thing. And here's the thing that this week and last week, kind of like, you getting sloppy, Matt. He's bleeding everywhere all the time.
Oh my gosh.
It does not take a genius.
Your blood is evidence is everywhere.
At the Muse spot, it's a little tougher. There's blood of everybody. You know what I mean? You could like argue false positives, whatever. It's you, Heather, and Muse. Once they find the third blood sample, they just isolate that one to figure out who it is.
Well, I don't know if they could just figure out who you are. Just
Maybe. I mean, DNA's got to come a long
Also,
way.
the thing
has,
about like
but
him carrying around different vials of blood on him for paintings, like that's an easy
out, yeah.
This is why I didn't want to do Ancestry DNA, Mom.
Oh, they sold your shit.
Because if I was fucking Daredevil and Matt might not have done, like
any of that shit.
What it would have been like because they have African ancestry. What would it be like?
Irish
Caucasoid ancestry.
Caucasoid?
Yeah, Caucasoid.
I don't think that's right.
Caucasoid.com would be the one for white people. So if
that's asking you.
Yeah, dude, I guess it would just be ancestry because we have to have the special one. Everything that's regular.
Damn.
Oh, by the way, that's a demerit because I'm no race for April for me. I can't talk about race.
No race.
That's right.
This actually gets us to invite Van to like start conversations about race, knowing that he can't do it.
No race. No race. So
for 31 days.
31 days, no race. No race.
You want to
interesting.
Race is out. But what I'm saying is, they would have my DNA. They might not have Matt's DNA. Matt probably didn't do it. He didn't do Ancestry.com, battling Jack's, lineage.
I mean, but I will just say with the surveillance state the way it is, all they got to do is get the CCTVs, all the shit. Because like once he busts through the window, I'm just like, let me just track this like Daredevil just swinging. Where did he come from?
Don't follow me.
But they talked about that. That's the thing at the end. He is blackmailing BB to manipulate the actual news and other commentary on what power does to the press at this particular time in our history to say, hey, Daredevil never showed up there. It was the vigilante task force that took down Muse. Muse is gone. Before we get out of here, Muse is out of here. Really just kind of almost a living MacGuffin.
Yes.
But we got 2 episodes left. Where are we going?
Well, Vigilante Task Force, I'm assuming, is going to be the jobbers that Matt's going to have to defeat.
Yeah.
Before he gets to Wilson. We're going to have to figure out what's going on with Vanessa because I'm still looking at her a little sideways for taking basically meetings and shit. We don't know what's happening there.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess, does Heather make it out of the season alive?
He's already in the hospital, man. That's grim.
Question. If Heather had to go for Karen to come back, is that a trade that we would make?
That sucks.
I don't like that.
I don't like it either.
I don't like that.
I have a feeling the show's going to make that trade.
If Heather had to go, if you were the GM, if you were the Rob Pelinka of Daredevil, would you trade Heather for Karen?
I think the show is going to make that
doesn't
trade.
like the misogyny.
Nope.
Here's the thing. You know what I would do?
Bozeman came over like,
I would just
why you talk? Look at him. He's like, why are you talking about
He's
women
disappointed
like
as fuck.
Yeah.
he's
I would do a double. I would do a double challengers actually with the next season.
Oh wow.
Double
So essentially,
challengers.
you got it's basically you got Heather and Karen on one side, and then you got Cherry and Foggy on another, and you just like y'all got to duke it out.
Sure.
Well, Foggy's dead.
All right, we all know that Foggy's coming back. All right, we don't.
Is Foggy coming back?
You haven't heard all those rumors that like
It's going to take
the plate that I think was on their law firm is the same number as a comic book where Foggy fakes his own death and then comes back to life.
Oh shit! Leave that in the show. That would be fucking hard.
It would.
Like,
I think-
But
I do think
it
he's
is
coming
crazy because then that's going to feel like the most projected course correction for.
Oh, I want it.
Oh, no,
Here's
here's
the
the
thing.
thing.
I like it.
It's happened in
If that
comic
were to
books,
happen,
Yeah.
but it's a comic book story. It's a
Spoiler-
comic
yeah.
storyline in TV. I'm like, I
Hey,
don't
drop
know.
a spoiler warning under the
for
text.
Daredevil Born Again, the comic
Right.
run that did
But-
this.
I'm with that. Give me Karen and Foggy back.
Well, yeah, I don't know
Where are
why
my friends?
I don't know why you got to pick between Heather and Karen. You can just have both of them. And now our guy Matt's got to like pick and choose. He got to be
Like
like
real
ah.
sisters. I love it, Joe.
Real.
A lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff going on.
Like, he got options now and stuff.
Oh, wait, actually, you know what it could be? What if next season, Matt's exes, Karen, She-Hulk,
Elektra,
they
All
just like,
come
we
back.
starting our own law firm. Fuck you, Matt.
Yeah.
Super group.
Yeah, super group. Destiny's Child. Match chicks.
Matt, all right, let's
Yo,
misogyny.
All right.
All right.
Nerd news.
Crazy.
Chuck.
Oh, we're done with Daredevil?
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're doing a little bit of nerd news. So, CinemaCon is a happening in Las Vegas, and we got some very exciting news. Spider-Man 4 officially has a title, Spider-Man Brand New Day, and Spider-Verse is called Beyond the
Beyond the
Spider-Verse.
Beyond the Spider-Verse.
Finally is coming out in 2027.
2020.
Will we be alive by
You guys,
2027?
you guys are laughing. It's
Do
coming
you
out.
have the dates? Can you?
I think it's coming out June 2027. It's
June
coming
for
out
next year.
before the Batman 2.
Yeah.
I have to give Jomi props here. I have to give Jomi props.
You called this.
Jomi,
like
Jomi
crazy.
literally called the year. The movie was supposed to come out, what, a year after the other movie?
2020. It was supposed
It's
to come
supposed to
out
come
this year.
this year.
And Jomi goes, haha, that movie's coming out in 2027. And there were people that were like, no way. The movie's got to come out, but it's not.
No.
Y'all, I have to be honest with you. I don't know how much I'm going to give a fuck about Spider-Verse in 2027.
Wait,
I'll be
can we just
47.
say
It's a
fucking
crazy
years old.
cliffhanger
Are
they left on.
superhero movies broken just in terms of when they release? Because it's like they used to be printing these fucking movies out like every other year, every 2 years you're going to get the movie. Now it's like between Batman, Spider-Verse, I'm like, God, like
I think the Batman
Blade,
thing's a little different. Batman,
but
they got
still-
the beef. They got the studio beef.
it-
Because I think to your point, if there was like regular business as normal at WB, we'd have 8 Batman movies by now. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? The Spider-Verse one is tricky too because, and this is something we've talked about on Mint Edition, the animation stuff is tough.
That takes a long time.
It takes a long time, and specifically with Spider-Verse. I don't know if you read anything about like what they were saying about this specific movie, but it's like we're trying new animation techniques and we're doing this. And then when Across the Spider-Verse came out, and they were like, "Oh, remember Phil Lord and Christopher Miller? Like their process is just like exhausting.
let's
Takes
be
a
real.
lot of
All the
time.
animators came out after that movie and were essentially like,
We were put through hell.
we were put through hell. It was a bunch of crunch.
Yes.
They scrapped entire scenes that were
Yeah.
already animated. So when you were like 2027, that makes sense because not only, I think the issue is Spider-Verse has almost entered the lane that Pixar movies used to be in, where you used to go to a Pixar movie. I remember you used to watch on ABC like, damn, we gonna show you the technology, how we
Yeah.
got all the hairs and everything. And I think Spider-Verse is now the movie franchise where it's like every single time we come out,
We got to reinvent it.
we reinventing the wheel.
Yeah.
The only problem with, I understand the how labor intensive the animation stuff is and all of that stuff. I kind of feel like they should have thought about that before they broke the movie off at that particular point in the story
Yeah.
with that kind of cliffhanger.
It's such a like it ends on such a cliffhanger that they're like, oh well, they have to have something in the can already. Like
Well,
or they like
yeah,
they at least
so
have the ball rolling
if
on
you're
something.
if you're going to do that, then you kind of need to be in an Infinity Wars in-game situation where you're doing an intensive double production, or where you have your production streamlined to the point to where you can give the fans something sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
Because you're going to lose the kinetic energy of the ending of the other movie if we got to come back. Man, nigga, that was 2 years ago.
And you got to wait 2 more years.
Yeah.
It's nuts, man.
Like, so, I don't know. I mean, I'm excited to see it, but that's like a long time, man.
It'll be all right. I mean, obviously, I think we'll be there. So
I
it'll
mean,
be fun.
Avatar, how long was that shit? That was over a decade and people still gave a fuck.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, that's a good point. The only thing I'll say about Avatar is that's that shit. We got whales. We got blue people
Why
swimming.
y'all hated on Avatar?
Like that,
I hate it.
that's
So
that
Avatar
shit.
is dope.
I was watching Avatar
not what
on
I
the
said.
motherfucking Apple Vision Pro, which, by the way, I'm back.
What happened to the Oculus?
That was literally 1 week.
So look, let me tell you something. I spent an entire fucking week in VR. Bro, I bought something. Y'all gotta come to the crib, bro. I bought something called Reality Baseball.
Okay.
And it is a baseball reality VR game. I bought a little baseball bat. I got a bat, and it's got the control. I'm hitting 90-mile-an-hour pitches. I'm trying to hit them. I'm playing baseball for real. I don't give a fuck what you
I
guys
don't
say.
know if this is baseball.
I'm playing baseball for real.
Congratulations.
So it's just VR baseball.
Win
with a tiny little
reality
baseball bat.
Van,
Okay, yeah.
I'm playing baseball
Check
for
it out.
real.
Van,
It's
you would've-
real baseball.
You would have loved Wii Baseball, man.
But no,
Oh,
this
Wii
is
Baseball
better.
was
You would have loved
I
Wii
played
Baseball.
Wii Baseball a little bit. This is better than Wii Baseball because you can play different levels, bruh. Sometimes I get a high school picture. This nigga's throwing it like 50. I'm crushing it. I'm like, you a bitch. I'm fucking.
Wait, is that the average for a high school pitcher? 50 miles an hour?
No. Hell no. But this guy sucks. And then I go to the major leagues and they throwing heat. You can't
even see it.
It's rating your swing and the swing plane and the MPH that you're getting.
Wait, aren't they throwing different pitches? Like
They're throwing slide ups, changers, a splitter. I got calluses on my shit. Like I'm in there
our
playing the game.
ancestors are rolling in their grave.
They are.
Like,
They
we sacrificed so much.
So y'all
this nigga
niggas
got
can-
calluses
yeah.
in his hands. Just
Yeah, our ancestors had calluses. No race.
No race. No race.
No race.
So they also announced the Spider-Man 4 movie title, Brand New Day.
Hate it.
So here's the thing.
Why? It's the comic.
No. It is the comics. But
Charles, there's no reason for you to hate it.
I was with him.
Now, y'all weren't outside. Were you outside Wednesday Warrior reading them Spider-Man Brand New Day comics?
I wasn't.
For people who don't know,
I only got that shit on Comics Explained.
so
I wasn't.
back in the day, there was Civil War. Obviously, he becomes Iron Spider.
He
He's Peter
unmasks,
Parker.
yeah.
Then after that, he puts on the black suit because everybody's like, oh, we know you're Peter Parker. The Kingpin is coming after him. All his villains are coming after him. Aunt May dies. Then there's One More Day, which is the Mephisto storyline, where Mephisto is just like, everybody's going to forget you, including MJ. And then what they did after that is they're like, all right, we're doing Brand New Day. We're canceling all the Spider-Man titles that are not amazing. We're doing Amazing Spider-Man 3 times a month. Y'all niggas need to buy it. And I was pissed. I was just like, because they got rid of MJ. They introduced a new white woman that was essentially just MJ, but different. That's when Mr. Negative came. Like, there was a bunch of shit. And when I saw the title Brand New Day, I got that feeling of being like a comics nerd, being so angry, being like, all right, Aunt May's dead, MJ not up in this bitch. Fucking no one,
Haven't they already kind of done that? Didn't they do a version of? I mean, he is essentially. I mean, there's no Mephisto, right?
Yeah.
And there's no Faustian bargain and all that stuff. But he's essentially in that position kind of now because of what happened in No Way Home.
And so that's why, initially I was hot, and I'm less so now because that No Way Home is basically One More Day, and they're just using. I hope they're just using Brand New Day to invoke the sense of he's starting from scratch.
Yeah.
Essentially.
And then maybe we bring in Mr. Negative.
But it's still a little weird because of the emotions attached to that whole run, that title. It's toxic.
That run was bad. I remember in the moment, people were just like, we hate this so much. Y'all are stealing from us. Y'all are robbing us blind. Give us back our normal Spidey. And the thing I'm excited about it, honestly, because what I think Brand New Day actually shows me is Tom Holland might be treating Spider-Man like this James Bond. He's just like, I'm just going to keep being in these movies until, for another trilogy. You know what I'm saying?
Well, what's his name tell? I just read this. That
Sam, who told Sam, whatchamacallit told Sam Jackson?
Bruce Willis?
Bruce Willis told him, hey, yo, you need to have a role, an action role, a superhero role, so when you win some shit that people hate, you go back to it, and it's always going to keep
the bills paid.
I mean, I think that, and I want to be fair here, I like Tom Holland just fine. I think he's a good actor. He's a very charismatic guy. Seems like a great guy. But I think he stretched his legs in other roles, and even though I did like that one movie where it was apocalyptic and you had to hear people.
Cherry?
No, it wasn't Cherry.
Not Cherry.
Cherry? Apocalypse?
Sorry, that's not apocalypse.
We ended up going to the movies for something, and me and Kalika just decided to stay and see this one.
This wasn't Uncharted.
Tom Holland movie.
Not Uncharted.
Where
Not Uncharted.
it was in the future and you had to hear people's thoughts or something. I don't know. I can't remember. But Otto let us in. And we just
Chaos Walking?
Was it Chaos Walking?
Maybe.
Like 2022? Something like that. Like I can't remember. I really don't remember very much about the movie. But he stretched his legs on other roles, and it doesn't seem like people are very receptive to non Tom Holland.
This is
Spider-Man,
separate from his acting.
Spider-Man
Do you
stuff.
think part of it is the same thing that made him a great Peter Parker, which is his like perpetual like baby face?
Could be.
Is the same thing that makes it harder for him to dive into other roles where I'm like, Tom Holland is what at this point, like 30?
Close to 30.
Like
right
close?
at 30, 29, 20, 29.
Yeah.
He still looks like he's 15.
Right. And we'll see what happens
yeah.
with the Odyssey. I mean, they got the palest bunch of Greeks ever. They need to tan these people up if we're gonna believe that they're Greeks. But,
They got a lot of.
But back to the Spider-Man situation. I almost said of it all, but out of here. Back to the Spider-Man situation. I am interested in not just how they are going to integrate whatever Spider-Man story they're doing right now into the multiverse saga to kind of reconcile Avengers Doomsday and all of that. I'm legitimately, for the first time in a long time, super interested in where Peter Parker actually is in his life. Not what's happening around him that he can negotiate. What's happening to and for him. Not him being thrown into all of these different situations so that he can figure out how to be the best little bro. What's happening to him is interesting now.
I hate to be the one to tell you, brother.
What?
We're getting another multiverse story.
That's fine. But his own situation, get your hand off me, motherfucker. I'm just joking. His own situation, his friends are gone. He's alone. He doesn't have Star Tech. None of that. It's Peter with a more singular purview on the world, and I think that that's actually really interesting.
If they're gonna do another trilogy, and especially with this movie, a thing that, to your point, I'm excited because I'm realizing what it takes me to be less negative is I just got to care about these characters and feel like these characters are important. And even if I'm not vibing with this Daredevil season, there's a level of like, that's Daredevil and Punisher. Those are my guys. And Spider-Man has a similar thing where I'm just like, motherfucker, I'm going to see a Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
I will always see a Spider-Man movie. But I do think for this movie to be successful, I want them to prove that they can make a Tom Holland Spider-Man movie that doesn't need all the bells and whistles of, we got to throw 3 Spider-Men in here. We got to throw Iron Man in here. We got to throw this motherfucker in here. Like, give me a really good back to basics.
You want it to be street level?
I think a street level Spider-Man movie would be dope. You don't think it would work after
think it
all
would.
of the shit
It
we got?
absolutely would.
Yeah.
When's the last time we got a street level Spider-Man movie?
Spider-Man 3.
No, the
2?
Amazing one with the lizard, maybe?
Maybe.
That was street level.
that was
Yeah.
street level.
The Jamie Foxx one wasn't because it was electricity bullshit and whatever. Like,
Now, well, they were trying to set up all the spin-offs in that one, too. They were trying to get that
Oh,
Citizen
yeah,
6
yeah.
movie off like crazy.
wait, so
They
who
had
would
the
be, who
vulture
would be
wings
your,
in there.
who would be our villain if we could like engineer a brand new day villain? Who do you think would be
Probably
a cool
Mr.
villain?
Negative works.
Mr. Negative, Kingpin.
I think Mr. Negative is probably.
I don't
right.
think Mr. Negative's cool enough. Even in the game,
Nah,
Mr.
but,
Negative's kind of
he is
but
forced.
that game was popular, and so people will know the character. So it's not a stretch to introduce Mr. Negative for the first time in live action.
Honestly,
If they want to swing for the fences and give us Venom,
I want a Venom and Carnage. Like, I actually want like Peter. Like, I would think you would have to tell Ed Hardy to be like, "Hey, yo, we doing
Ed Hardy.
Ed Hardy.
Ed
Tom
Hardy. It's Tom Hardy.
Nah, we love Ed Hardy over here,
Yeah,
man.
great hats.
I remember the era.
Big fan.
No, we need Tom Hardy. Actually, I would recast Venom. I'd be like, yo, let's recast Venom, recast
No,
Carnage.
I feel like
You,
Tom
Mr.
Hardy
Venom
would
Man?
want to do that.
Yeah, Tom Hardy's gonna play Venom.
He would
forever.
definitely do
He's
that.
like-
That,
he's in there.
Tom Hardy will
I
definitely
think
do
he's
that.
getting a little too old to be playing.
He
Eddie
doesn't
Brock.
care. He doesn't care.
Eddie Brock, old ass nigga.
I
though.
mean, Mary Jane is fucking Venom in the comics now, so
is that true?
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
they wilding over
Yeah,
there.
brother. It's a
That's
different-
also my big
it's a
pet
different
peeve
land over
with
there, bro.
Spider-Man
What do you say?
comics.
What do
They
you say?
let any motherfucker be the Green Goblin or the Hobgoblin, and they make anybody could be Venom.
What they say in that record? When a rich nigga want you, they ain't loyal.
I just think if we're gonna do Venom and Carnage, that comes after Secret Wars, right? Because that's when he gets the black suit in the comics. The original Secret Wars from whenever that came in. That's where he got the black suit in the first
85.
place. 85, right? And so if you're gonna do that,
Or
probably after
86.
Secret Wars, and then maybe it's the second movie in his
So this movie,
second
you
trilogy.
want Mr. Negative.
Yeah, just give me something a little light. I don't need to go. I don't think Mr. Negative for like a first villain, or again for his first movie outside of the Stark bubble. Miss Negative, solid villain. Handle that. We fight Venom and Carnage in the second one, or Venom in the second one, Carnage in the third one. You know what I'm saying? Spread out the symbiotes.
Nah, we need Miles Morales somewhere in there.
Are they going to give that to Marvel? Are they going to let Marvel get their hands on Miles Morales?
If on the live action side, I think they have to.
Yeah, they've more or less punted on the Spider-Man spinoff shit.
I mean, they look whatever. I don't know what they're going to do, but it would make sense at some point for Miles Morales to show up and then maybe come back in Battle World. I mean, he's I don't know.
Would you rather Sadie Sink from Stranger Things be Jean Grey or be MJ?
Jean Grey. She MJ. Don't play in Zendaya's face.
MJ, I'm gonna be fucking pissed.
Don't play in her face, bro.
Like we have MJ.
I don't think Zendaya will not go for that.
Like we have MJ. I don't think she has very much say, my friend.
I don't know.
Like we have MJ.
Because they just throw some muscle around.
They
also, here's the thing. They not kicking Zendaya out this.
There's
MJ.
no way.
We haven't. Yeah,
she's like that's MJ.
Yeah.
Sorry. MAGA. They got MJ. They did it.
All right, so here's my issue though.
Woke
if Sadie Sink
no
is
race.
I was about to say that. I was like, is that race?
Yes. No race.
Is that race or politics? I feel like you can argue that was politics.
Yeah, that one's politics. Audience, keep me honest. No race.
If Sadie Sink is Jean Grey, though, I feel like it complicates Wolverine because Sadie Sink has the same problem as Tom Holland, where she just looks like a child. And I'm just like, if you got fucking Wolverine's horny ass, not like
old.
Us, just like sniffing around there, I'd be like,
well, you don't have to do that though.
What?
You don't have to do that though, because when we X-Men Evolution, Wolverine was a grown up and Jean Grey was a teenager.
And don't tell me Wolverine and Storm. I hate when Wolverine and Storm gets.
They weren't. I don't think they were in that show. Really, for the most part, Wolverine was chilling that show. I mean, it was a kid show. He wasn't doing too much. I feel like we don't need Wolverine to be solving Cyclops game all the time, bro. Like I don't. It was great. Actually, that's not true because it was tight in X-Men 97. That was fire.
X-Men Evolution.
That plot line was crazy. But we don't have to see it. Is my thing. We don't need Wolverine and Jean Grey.
I feel like you need to do the Wolverine Jean Grey Cyclops love triangle. Come on. Come on.
I mean, it's
no.
not like
well, maybe. Yeah, I mean,
it's not like it won't
You
work.
want to see Jeremy Allen White fucking
He's not
cozying
going to
up
be
to
in that
Easter?
shit. No, absolutely not. He's not.
They're about to do that shit.
Check. They want to check clear better.
Dreamcast. Anyway, Dreamcasting. All right, we're done.
We got one more.
Oh, what's the next one?
Well, no race.
No race.
What's the next one?
It was John Boyega. Star Wars So White.
John Boyega didn't say anything wrong. That's all I say. John Boyega didn't say nothing.
I'm gonna talk about this from a class perspective.
Okay, great.
Should we say what John Boyega?
Say what John Boyega said.
Jomi, you got the link? You were the one that showed it to us.
Yeah.
What John Boyega essentially said was that Star Wars fans don't want non-white characters to be in Star Wars because they feel like it's encroaching upon their world.
The headline says, John Boyega says Star Wars is so white that a black person existing in it is a big deal. Toxic fans are okay with us playing the friend, but we can't touch their heroes. This is from Variety. Let me tell you, Star Wars always had the vibe of being in the most whitest elite space. It's a franchise that's so white that a black person existing in it was something. You can always tell it's something when a Star Wars fan tries to say, well, we had Lando Calrissian and we had Samuel L. Jackson. It's like telling me how many cookie chips are on the cookie dough. It's like they're just scattered in there, bro.
He's not wrong. If we're looking at this era of Star Wars, can you name me one black person who has entered this world since Samuel L. and Lando Calrissian that has been better for it? Because most of the time, they quite literally, it happens. They get cast. Everybody freaks out. The show comes out. People blame the show on this black person for failing. And then they're just basically, we get an Instagram live where they're like, yeah, this was the worst experience of my life. This sucked. Disney didn't back me up. And I'm kind of like, Boyega's kind of spin. I don't know what to tell people.
I mean, it's not only, and he's absolutely right. It happened to Rose Tico too. Yeah, the character,
not just black.
Kelly Marie Tran, who played Rose Tico in Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker. It happens to anybody who isn't.
I think the only one who it didn't happen to as severely was Rosario Dawson, but I think that's because that was something that the fans had been leading for so many years that they felt like it was their choice, versus when any person of color, black person, woman gets cast in a lead role in Star Wars, or even too close to being at the top of the call sheet. To Boyega's point, I do think that it reveals the nasty undercurrent of Star Wars, which is like, we can believe a galaxy far, far away when everybody is white and all the Jedis are white and everybody good is white. But the minute someone else that doesn't look like us is fighting for, hope and peace and freedom, it's like, get them the fuck out of here.
Well said, Chuck. Well said.
You can't say anything because it's
come on, bro.
Well, no. The only thing I will say is, seriously, is that Star Wars is supposed to be a story, like Charles just said, of hope and peace and all of that. But it's also supposed to be a story of striving for individualism and freedom and equality in a galaxy where oppression is supposed to be always at your doorstep.
Mm-hmm.
And that fight, that egalitarian fight for equality should be raceless. It should be a mass coalition of people that have that same interest. Yeah. If not, you would have to explain why there are no black people.
I mean, can I ask you, do you think it is just part of this thing that I think is always at the center of Star Wars, that it's trying to do two things at once, which is it was created as a movie specifically for like children and teenagers, and it's supposed to be whimsical and it's supposed to transport you. But then, like most good children's stories or young adult stories, there's politics in it. It's trying to teach you a way to live in the world. And like the more and more Star Wars gets commodified, the more those politics are just not there at all. Like even if you try, they're just going to get stamped out.
So it's deeper than Star Wars. And let me tell you what I mean. In my opinion, at least. And I have to talk about race here. I'm sorry. It's deeper than Star Wars. So you guys have seen these videos where like someone gets on a plane and then they tape their pilot and their pilot's black and they go, oh my God. Yeah. Like you've seen these videos. Does anyone ever take time to think about what a profound statement is being made right there? I understand how it makes our skin crawl and how it curdles our blood, but the statement or the thought or the assertion that the only way society works is if it adheres to a white male orthodoxy it's profound, it's deep, it's a really, really deeply rooted belief that seeks to decenter everyone else that is other. That means that when you think of a hero, you don't just think of Superman's cape. It's not just Superman's insignia. It's not just his boots. You think about his hair and you think about his eyes. And that means that when you see a hero that has a lineup or a Caesar, or you see a hero that has brown eyes or dark skin, they are intrinsically less hero, no matter what they do. Yeah. They're less hero. And that is almost, there's nothing you can say about it because it's a feeling, right? It's legitimately a feeling. It's something that can't be litigated. You're looking at Star Wars and you see Finn holding a lightsaber and you go, that doesn't look right. A hero doesn't look like that. A hero looks like Luke Skywalker, or a hero looks like Anakin Skywalker. A hero doesn't even look like Jyn Erso or Rey. Because if you get too many of those, well, they're maybe a little too curvy or bouncing in places that they shouldn't bounce. That's not what a hero looks like. A hero looks like this. Yep. That thought is the single scariest thought for me as a non-white male, non-white person living in this society. Because that means that no matter what I do, you can't write me into the story. Fuck me putting myself into the story. fuck me having the opportunity to actually participate in the story. I can't be written into the story. Someone else can't say, I'm purposefully writing you into the story. It's just not my story. And that story ends up not just being Star Wars or not just being Star Trek or not just being Marvel. That story ends up being our story, the story of society. That's chilling.
Mm-hmm.
That's chilling because that speaks to an otherness that you cannot comprehend. And when people in online or whatever, when they're doing this, when they're saying hashtag not our Star Wars, what they're really saying is hashtag not our people.
Yeah.
And like, what do you say to that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what? Like, what do you? This is how I was born. Like, what do you say to that? Like, I'm just. What do you do? Like, I thought we all liked the lightsabers and the flipping and the bullshit and all that. Like, what do you say to that?
I think the thing that's like truly evil when you think about it is like, I don't know about y'all. When I'm a black kid, you're taught before you almost have consciousness where it's like I have to put myself in the shoes of Luke Skywalker.
Right.
I don't like. I'm like, oh, I could be Luke Skywalker too. How many white kids growing up is just like, oh yeah, I'm that black person? Like, no, because you're not conditioned to do that.
Mhm.
I'm conditioned when I see Superman or Batman to be like, oh, I could be that.
Right.
And it's like, because what's the alternative? Like growing up, there was no black Batman. There was
Right.
no like same. I remember when I was like, there's a fucking black Jedi now. Like I don't have to like do the mental gymnastics to be like, well, I don't got the blonde hair and I don't got to put like I still want a lightsaber.
Right. This is the reason why, as stupid and commodified and corporate as all of that stuff, the Michael Jordans matter, the Serena Williamses matter, because sports was really the only place. I mean, you know, maybe like Michael Jackson, you know, people like that. Sports was really the only place where it was cool to want to be like Mike. It was like you want to be like Mike. But then, like for me, I love basketball. I love watching the NBA. I love watching all of that stuff. But man, I like to fly. I like to soar. I like to be in another galaxy. I like to be in fantasy. I like to watch Willow. And they don't want me there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They don't want me there. It's like,
and it's crazy too because it'll be like, it's along the same lines of we don't want black people in our Star Wars. We don't want politics in our Star Wars. And it's like, brother, man, it's called Star Wars, right? Like the whole thing is based on, trade federation discussions. There's like an oppressive government, the whole thing. I mean, George Lucas came out and said, I think it's an interview where he's like, yeah, they're basically like the Viet Cong going up against, it's like very much like this stuff is rooted in reality. And the fact that you can't understand that speaks to just how you're not really all that.
There's only one thing that'll save Star Wars' problem with this, man. I've been saying this. Nigga planet. One planet, Star Wars, all niggas.
They all got purple lightsabers.
Like nigga planet. One star. And then, fuck it, just do it. Everything else, nigga planet.
Whoa.
They're Negrosian.
Negrosians.
Planet Negrotia. Planet Negrotia in the Outer Rim. You come there, we break dancing in that bitch. That's how we use the Force. I mean, we're going to have to, I'm saying, we're going to have to.
Can I pitch you on something that would actually unite us all?
like our emperor is Denzel Washington. Like, they're going to have to do something like that. Because they only fuck with us when we dance. Like, Star Wars, can you?
Can't laugh at that.
Like,
you know what I'm saying? Emperor, fucking Obama?
Like, well, it's we got a council. The Negrosian Council.
Oprah?
Oprah.
Obama.
Tyler Perry.
Where's LeBron? Where do we feel LeBron on there?
LeBron can't be, no.
LeBron is definitely on the council. What?
On the Negrosian Council?
Bro, LeBron is on there.
All right, we might as well put Stephen A. on that bitch.
LeBron, Stephen A.
No, that's it.
Like, you know what
He's the evil senator trying to vie for power.
There's a young fucking I guess there's a Kendrick Lamar contingent on the gross shit. There's a Drake contingent, and then there's a young. There's a village of YNs. There's a village of YNs in the gross shit.
Cardis are over there.
Like when you go there, it's like you better have your lightsaber because you're going through the village of YNs.
I want to pitch you on this though. In honor of Bose, could you do a Star Wars live action where all the Jedi set their dogs?
I would love that.
Oh, that'd be
fun. Fantastic.
Like they use the Force. They use the Force to wield their lightsabers.
He's a little sleepy.
Mm-hmm.
Nigga.
Bose don't give a fuck.
Bose is sleeping.
Bo's sleeping.
Oh,
girl.
now you
now
want,
you
now
hear
you
you
hear.
now.
Oh, now Rose wants to come over.
Yeah, but think about go over there to Uncle Charles.
Hey, Bubba.
Think about Bose with a lightsaber.
I don't think Bose has the heart to hurt anybody, if I'm being honest.
He has it like the Burmese Mountain Dog, where like they got like the
little
whiskey
flask.
on the flask. Yeah.
Yeah, he could be helping out like that. But I would love that. Like
Bose lightsaber.
Jedi dogs.
What about Jedi Muppets?
Hey,
That'd be great.
hey, I know what breed everybody would be. So Mace Windu is a Doberman Pinscher.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Oh,
Anakin is a pit bull. Because he's nice.
Anakin's a
Anakin's a pit bull?
Anakin's not a pit bull, bro.
Anakin's a pit bull.
Anakin's
He's
not
like
a
more
pit bull.
German
No.
I think he's German Shepherd.
Let me tell you why Anakin's a pit bull. Because pit bulls are nice, but when they go bad, they fucking
No,
go
we're
bad.
not doing this.
They
We're
kill
not
the
doing this.
younglings.
I
No
love
pit
pit
They
bull
bull
kill
slander.
the
slander. No
I'm
pit bull
not doing this,
slander.
When
bro.
they go bad, they go really super
No
bad.
pit bull slander.
Yoda's a little Frenchie.
Okay.
Okay.
What, a little French bulldog?
He's a little tiny Frenchie. Like a Frenchie. Like a little bitty.
Okay.
Am I thinking
Who's
about
the
the right dog?
Chihuahua of Star Wars?
Well, maybe Yoda's the Chihuahua of Star Wars.
No, because Yoda would have to be a French bulldog because he got the fucked up, wrinkly face.
What is Ray?
Ray?
Yeah.
Is Rey the golden retriever of Star Wars?
Ray is a golden retriever.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
What would Han be then?
Oh,
Ooh.
Han's got to be like a cool dog. Like
Like a German Shepherd?
No, German Shepherds are racist.
Yeah. It's like we have
Han's not racist.
let's see, what would Han be? Han would have to be like like a cool pup. Well, a pup with sunglasses. Like
Like a lab?
maybe a lab, maybe
Maybe
a
a
lab.
Snoopy's breed.
But maybe like a little.
Oh, a
that's
beagle.
A
A
beagle.
beagle.
Maybe,
Not a beagle, not a beagle.
Because Leia's more like a beagle.
Leia's not a beagle.
Well, Luke got to be a beagle then.
No, Leia's like a Dalmatian, very
Leia's a
regal.
Dalmatian.
There you go.
Very
Leia's a
regal.
Wouldn't
Dalmatian.
Luke and Leia be the same type of dogs? They're twins.
They're twins, so they're two Dalmatians. What kind of dog would Solo be like? What's the coolest dog? Y'all help.
The coolest
coolest
dog?
What's
dog?
the
Shibas.
coolest dog?
What about a Shiba?
What's that?
Shiba.
A Shiba
Inu.
Inu? Yeah, Shiba
Oh yeah,
Inus
yeah,
are bad
yeah,
bitches.
Shiba-
Yeah.
yeah, something like
Hell
that.
yeah.
Like Han would be like a
Pretzel.
cool dog.
And now Chewbacca would have to be a human.
Nah, Chewbacca's human.
Yeah.
Chewbacca's
Yeah. Chewbacca's the human.
Who would be who would Emperor last one? Who would Emperor Palpatine be?
Oh.
What's the wrinkliest?
Oh God! What's the
ugliest,
no? I'm thinking of like a wrinkly
fuggliest dog?
greyhound.
Evilest dog that exists. Maybe Han would be a greyhound too, though. Greyhound pretty
A
cool.
Pomeranian.
Oh shit!
Yeah, man.
Palpatine Pomeranian
Well, I don't
is
fuck with
crazy.
Pomeranian.
Okay.
They are the
Yeah.
Palpatine
Don't let
Pomeranian.
Rachel hear this, but yeah.
Palpatine Pomeranian is easy.
Yeah, man.
That's easy. Yeah, for sure. Bose would be like, I don't know, maybe like Mon Mothma or something.
Mama.
Respect my guy.
He's not running any Senate meetings.
Bose, who are you in Star Wars?
He's not running any meetings.
Who's the nicest, wouldn't hurt a fly? Wants to be loved?
He's a
Too
gonk
big.
droid. I
If
don't.
somebody ever break in the house, Bose been gonna help them carry the shit out to their truck.
Yeah. You
We
need
gotta
help?
go.
You need help?
We gotta go. Hey, friend. Hey. Jumping on
He
him.
would bark, and you have like,
Oh,
what
he
the
would
hell?
bark.
But he's like, hey, we're playing now.
Yesterday, I ordered some stuff. Unfortunately, it was from Target.
Oh,
Whoa! Part of the problem.
Wait. So you're not talking about race this month?
Forgot.
You forgot.
And you supporting Target?
I totally forgot.
Can I
I'm
tell
gonna be
you?
honest. I'm going
I'll
to
tell
Target
you,
after this.
when I totally forgot. I totally forgot. And the Target lady was like, the lady from Instacart, she was coming down. She was like, you have a big dog in there. I was like, yeah. And she was like, can I approach? I'm like, woman, this motherfucker right here
We'll approach you.
will approach you and love you harder than you've ever been loved before.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
You've never been loved like this before. It's okay, but she seems really big in my neighborhood. I'm like, I could tell in your neighborhood the dogs are probably different.
Oh, right.
Yo.
What's going
No,
on
wait,
with you,
wait,
man?
wait.
One
One time-
right.
On the Target front, one time I was taking my little brother to school, and we had to make a quick stop because he needed a charger for school, right? He needed it for his laptop. So we're like, where's the nearest place open? Oh, it's Target. They close in like 30. Let's go in real quick. As we're rolling up, we were walking into the door. This lady drives by. She's cussing us out. Why y'all going to Target? Y'all know this DAI stuff? I was like, look, we got it. I don't know where else to be, man. This is all
You know
I
what
got.
Jomi said?
So-
Jomi said, I'm an African.
I'm not with y'all. I'm not with y'all.
She
I was like, you right, but
he
they
was
got no
like-
options, lady. I'm sorry.
Jomi said, Akata!
Hey, shit.
Akata! Akata! That is your problem, Akata. Look up what Akata means. Jomi knows. That's a wrap. This week on the Ringerverse feed. Tomorrow, Button Match will give you their instant reactions to the Nintendo Switch presentation, which I'm very excited about, guys.
Yeah.
Also, House of R gives you their Daredevil deep dive on a Monday. Mint Edition returns with Jess for another edition of Here Comes the Pitch. Here comes the pitch. Here comes the pitch, nigga. Here comes the pitch. Here comes the pitch.
Hey.
Our producers are Aleya, SOB Zenieris. Brian Arvalo, best I could do. Jonathan, poet Kermah.
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan Spidey. Jonathan. Little Spidey is an apt nickname.
I almost started. Let's not play. I almost started tearing up after that poem.
Oh, bro, I was legitimately getting. The poem made me cry.
It was so like
The poem made me cry. However, don't try to act like Little Spidey's not a good nickname for you.
it's a great nickname.
It's a great nickname. Jomi, Akata, Adeniran.
Wow.
Hashtag 32 and above is no love. You guys would have to know that. That's a good one. You'd have to know.
Because you're laughing.
On social and additional production from Arjuna, Ramgopal. Chuck, take us out.
We don't fuck with Target. Matt loves feeling up a face. And for the month of April, Midnight Boys will not be discussing race. Oh, us is dog breeds?
For okay.
Okay.
Wait, you can't do your own though. So who would Van be?
Who would I be as a dog?
Saint Bernard, I think.
Probably.
Saint Bernard, easily.
What's is that the Beethoven one?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Saint Bernard.
Steve.
I feel like the obvious answer is golden retriever, but
I was gonna say a yellow lab because you're like to be a golden retriever, you would have to like you should grow out your hair, Steve.
You should.
Yeah,
you
Steve.
should.
Can you grow like long hair?
Yeah, like luscious hair.
Long
like
hair?
what's the
I
white
don't
dude
know.
from Interview with the Vampire?
Yeah.
stat hair.
Dog, you
good
need to
hair.
be on the
Wavy.
stat. Like, yeah, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yellow lab.
You're a lab until you grow the
You're
shit
a
out.
lab.
Till you grow it out.
What's an African?
What's an African dog?
I gotta be African.
Jomi's a hockey.
There we go. There we go. Cut it off. Cut it off. Cut it off.
Jomi's a hockey.
That was crazy.
That's insane.
Yo.
No.
Jesus Christ.
I googled African dogs and this is what I got. So
What does it say?
African.
It's cute.
All right, that's racist.
Yeah.
That's
Let me see.
racist, bro.
Let me
That's
see.
gotta be
You gotta show.
racist.
No.
Let me see it. Let me see.
okay. I googled African dogs and it says
African wild dog.
Nah,
That's
man.
gotta be racist.
Yeah.
It's what Google.
Jesus Christ.
Charles.
Very cute.
What is Charles?
What is Charles?
To see what's a lovable dog.
I
that
think
snaps
English
a lot?
bulldog.
English
Like, he's
bulldog,
tough.
maybe.
I don't know. I want like a tidy dog, like a little, like one of them, like but not like a poodle.
No,
But you do be getting, but like something that's like real fancy. Only likes the best stuff in life.
that's true. Oh yeah, see. Oh, you know what? He's a standard poodle.
What?
Yeah.
Charles is a standard
Standard poodle.
poodle. He's a standard poodle.
I really became that bougie.
Like
Who
Charles
Yeah,
is
yeah.
a standard poodle.
God damn.
Charles is
Yeah.
a
Thinks
standard
he's a bad
poodle,
bitch and
but
believes
like,
it.
What
Yeah.
he picks
Well,
up
I
his
don't
legs.
think I'm a bad bitch. I know I'm a bad
There
bitch.
you go.
See,
Yeah,
that's
Charles
the
is a
poodle
standard
mentality.
poodle. A standard. Yep. Kerm is a pug for sure.
Yeah.
Grim.
Aleya is like.
What's a leader dog?
Oh,
Like,
what,
just
what is
like-
it? What's Lassie? What's
Oh yeah,
Lassie's
Lassie.
Yep.
Lassie.
Aleya's a collie.
a collie.
What Arjuna?
I'm not gonna say that. Like that was
You call me.
can't have
Wait.
This is
so-
why we can't have. Bro,
See, I get
We-
the African dog, but Arjuna's off limits.
Arjuna's like a studious dog. Like, what's the smartest?
oh, what's the wishbone dog? Y'all remember Wishbone?
Oh, Wishbone? Oh, yeah. I know Wishbone.
This is before your time. Now shit was on PBS.
Man, we had
Wishbone
PBS,
dog breed
bro.
is like
It
a
wasn't that, though.
terrier?
Terrier.
Jack Russell Terrier.
Jack Russell.
Russell
Yep.
Terrier.
and then
Jack
the last
Russell
one
Terrier.
we need to do, our girls, House of R.
House of R. Mal is a cat.
Mal's a cat.
Mal is a
Mal's
cat.
definitely-
They're both cats.
Yeah. They're both cats.
Both?
Yeah, both
Yes.
cats.
Wait, Mal would definitely. Is Mal the flow cat?
Mal's the flow cat,
Mal's a flow cat.
and then Joe is like what's that regal cat that everybody has? It's kind of skinny. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like kind of the skinny tall cat. It's a very regal. You know,
Okay.
you know what I'm talking about?
Not really.
Look up these fucking cats. Y'all don't know shit about animals.
I don't.
By the way, announcement to higher learning fans, if there are still any left. We're bringing back animal games. Animal games will come back.
You gotta play the hits now.
We gotta bring back some shit. Y'all like.
You gotta play the hits
We
down bad.
Yeah, so animal games on is coming back to higher learning. That's the penance for
all that.
For
You
putting
say
y'all
Joe
through
like
that.
a Persian?
A Persian, yes.
A Persian, yeah, hell yeah.
Feels like a Persian.
Okay, that makes.
All right, we out of here.
Mhm.